Hey guys, yes, you've guessed it. So today is another Shop My Stash. Let's go through the palettes first. Let's take them out. Okay, so I'm keeping one of them in, this one here, just because I need to do an eye look with it, and I'll probably do that today. So we've got the P. Louise It Takes Two. I might actually put pictures up in this video. No, actually, we'll still do the ranking. It is absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful palette. So that one can go back. Then we had the Juvia's Place, the Blush Rose, which again is stunning. So that looks like that. I feel like that orange peachy gold is a colour that really shouldn't be in there. You know, there should be a different shimmer in there, because it says it's the Blushed Rose, and that is not a rosy toned colour, is it? So that's that. And then I had the Fall in Love with P. Louise. And the only quad I need to use is this one. So I'm not too keen on those shades there. I'd like the other two quads more, but I want to use it and just see what it looks like all over the eyes. So I'll probably do a look with that today. So let's put that in here. Right, so that's the two palettes that can go away. Let's go over here and put them away. Well, I don't have a lot to talk about really in February. Let's put my straighteners over here. Okay, so let's do cheap products. I use this quite a few times. So it's a Natasha Denona Love and Cheat Duo that can go back. Use this quite a few times as well. The Colourpop Forever Yours, that can go back. I use this once or twice. The Milani Coral Crush Cheat Kiss. This is Project Pan, so that stays in. This is Project Pan, stays in. This is Project Pan, stays in. I didn't use that. It's Project Pan anyway, so it stays in. Used this a couple of times. Really, really nice. That one is in Berry Haze, by the way, guys. Use this once or twice, so that can go back. I'm just now trying to establish what I want to keep and what I want to declutter, and then this is in Project Pan. So let's put all the Project Pan stuff back. And that's that. And then these two drawers are just essentials. I'm not going to go through them because I went through them with you last week. So it's got Project Pan stuff in there and essentials. Actually, we need to take some things out. I'm going to take this out because this is, so basically I've emptied all this. It's the, I can't even see it. Is it the Becca backlighting filter or something like that? Basically it's the Becca primer. So that is in this little pot here. I lost the top of it last week and I couldn't find it, so I just put it in there. And then the rest, so this pot here we can put away as well because it had the Too Faced Hangover RX in it. So that's empty. And then I think everything else isn't. So everything else in there is an essential. Oh, foundations that can go back. Definitely this one. It looked quite nice with the foundation that I pulled to lighten it up. So I'm going to keep it and hopefully use it up. You can see a lot of windows. I mean, I'd say it's down to here. So it could be a Project Pan one after my Project Pan one that I'm using now. And I've made a lot of progress in that. So I'm going to continue to use that over the next month. I forgot to say this is going to be a monthly Shop My Stash now going forward. So the concealers are going to stay in because the Project Pan. The lip plumper, or the lip oil should I say, will stay in because it's Project Pan. I think I'm going to leave this in because I'm going to pull a darker foundation, and I don't know if the darker one that I'm going to pull is going to get decluttered when I do my base products. I don't normally declutter anything from base products, but I feel like I'm going to do a little bit of a declutter just because I've never done one. Up here is some Project Pans, different variants of the Project Pans that I've got going on. And that's basically it, I think. Oh no, there's, whoops. There's this, I didn't use it. So I'm going to keep this in. It's very, very pretty. It's on the chopping block, guys, but I want to use this a little bit more, she says. I mean, I haven't used it at all, so let's put that in the drawer there. Okay, let's put the base products away and choose some more new base products. So what have I got? That can go right at the end. And then we've got this e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter. So I have been using this. I don't know, guys. I don't know whether to leave it out. No, because the foundation I'm using is darker, so I'm not going to leave it out this time. Let's pull... Sorry, can you see what I'm doing? Let's pull a different one, a light one. Quite like this one. It reminds me very... It's like very Charlotte Tilbury-esque, and can you see the tops breaking there? I might pull this one because it's only small and there's a lot of windows in that. I mean, could you imagine what I could do with this in a month? I might even be able to finish it off. So yeah, let's pull that one. Right, so the foundation I want to choose is this one. So ever since I bought it, I've always thought that's just way too dark for me. So it's the Uma, what's this one called? Say What Weightless Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. I mean, I do like it. I just don't like the shade because it doesn't match. So I just thought I'd use it with that other shade that I've got from Primark. And if I really don't like it, it will be getting decluttered. So that's that. Powder. I think I want to use this Revolution one. I'm going to bring in another one though, because in a month, I mean, look, there's barely anything left. So I'll bring in another. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. I might not bring it in yet, but I'm going to be using this one this month as well, this Technique Vitamin C. I mean, I got this, guys, right, and I forgot about it. This is why you should look at your makeup before you go out and buy other stuff, because obviously, you know, I've got shades like that in the powders that I've got. I mean, this is probably similar to this, and I've got two of those. We don't need a primer. Should I? I should pull a hydrating primer though, shouldn't I? Maybe this one. Maybe work on this for the month, because I bet if I use this for a month as well, this could go out of my collection. I absolutely love this primer. I would not think twice about repurchasing it. I think Just My Look do it, so I would need to put in an order with Just My Look. Anyway, this is the Essence Hello Good Stuff Glow Serum. I might mark it. You can see where it is, can't you? It's here. I honestly think I'd be able to use that in a month. What do you think, guys? I'm still going to be using the Dior one because I want to finish that up. I think I've got everything now. You know, I don't want a colour corrector. I've got my concealers, got my foundation, got my illuminating product, got my powder, and got my hydrating product. So yeah, that's what the drawer looks like. Right, so what we're going to do now is pick an eyeshadow palette from here. And the eyeshadow palettes I'm choosing are both off Lisa. So this one is very, very spring. I'll show it to you once I've got the other one. I've had this a couple of months now, I want to say at this point, but Lisa ordered it me ages ago. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to using that and doing some spring looks. And of course we've got Easter. I don't know how many palettes I'm pulling just because I've got this one to use in my That's Expensive project pan, and I've not used it yet. And I've also got this one to use in my fun-sized project pan, and I really want to work on them. Obviously, from pulling too many palettes out for my Shop My Stash, I'm not going to get the chance, am I? Dashed in only one, I want a pan, and the Huda one, I want to use each shadow 5 times. So let me just go and choose another palette now. Right, so here we are. And it's going to be this one that Lisa bought me for my birthday. I really wanted to use this. This would have been perfect for Valentine's Day, but I didn't obviously pull it, because I did my Shop My Stash before I got this. So yeah, we're going to be using that this month. I don't know how many looks I'm going to do. Let me know if you want to see some looks with this eyeshadow palette or the other one, and I'm more than happy to do it. My issue with eyeshadow tutorials, or eye looks as I like to call them, they're just not getting the views, and it just makes me feel like people aren't interested in that anymore, and I don't want to waste mine and your time by doing it. Maybe I could do a live with each palette. At least that way I won't have to edit. Because editing is part of the issue, I think. You know, it takes so long to edit a video. And then when the views aren't there, you know, it kind of like, oh, why did I do it? But yeah, let's go in with that one. Okay, so now, sorry it's a little bit dark over here. Now we're going to choose a face palette. So we're going to use this one. I've not used it in ages. I got this last year. Not for Christmas, I saw it in a sale, and it has Shelley, Dandelion, and I don't know what shade that is. We'll have a look when I get over to the vanity, but I want to give that some more love. I know I've already got all those highlighters in the other palette, but the other palette really is on chopping block, and it's kind of like, well, do I want to keep the Catrice palette? I know that I definitely want to keep this one, so I'll probably only use that a few times to establish whether I want to keep it or not. Definitely this one. You know, another palette of interest to me is this one, the Urban Decay and Kristen Leanne one. Like with the Catrice one, there's only like 2 shades in this. Sorry, those 2 shades there. I can wear the darker shade like as a bronze topper, so yeah, let's put that in as well. I'm pulling a little bit more than I would normally because we're doing the month, and obviously for the month you need variety, don't you? I don't want to pull in too many highlighters though, and I don't really want to pull all chopping block highlighters in, but there's just some, like, I want to get rid of quite a bit of this, you know, when I do my highlighter declutter. So let's not pull ones that I know that I absolutely love then. I think this one for sure will be going. I do really like the formula, and you can see I've hit Major Pan on that, but yeah, I just don't like it as a highlighter. Let's try this one because this one's on chopping block as well. Love the packaging, but I don't like the highlighter, I don't think. So let's try that. I really like this Laura Geller one, and it's only small. I think it's in the shade Diamond Dust. Yeah, Diamond Dust. It's one of like those duochrome ones, so let's pull that. How many should I pull, do you think? I want to try and do different shades. Let's put that. Yeah, I don't want it to get stuck. Oh, I'll sort that out off camera. So there's this one, I think it's Raise the Bar by Revolution. Yep. Right, so I'm actually using a bronzer. Well, I'm using 2 bronzers. I'm using them in my That's Expensive project pan. If you've not seen that video, I'd go ahead and watch it. Maybe we should just pull another bronzer. Maybe something I'm going to enjoy over something being in a project, because it's a month. Let's pull this one Amy sent to me. I mean, I don't think I've given it enough love, and it's an expensive bronzer. So let's pull that. So that one is in the shade Nude Honey. Right, so that's that drawer there. Now then, blushes. There's going to be a lot of pink, guys. Get ready for that. Naomi kindly gifted me this for my birthday. For sure, I'm going to pull that. How many shall I do? Because I think I've only brought 2 blushes in, haven't I? So I want kind of, you know, a lot of variety going on. So We've got some creams here. I do like these for spring. So I do like these for spring. So we've got the Fresh Face Barry M. So that's those there. Let's definitely pull those in. I don't think I want anything else, because I've got that real baby pink one that's in Project Pan, so I'll focus on that. I was thinking about bringing this one in by Peel Aways, but I've got the other one in my collection, so I'll focus on that instead of using that. I want to use this one a little bit more as well, because I feel like I've only used it to test it out. So there's that one. Oops. We'll bring this one in. Can you see how I'm going pink all the way? I feel like we should do something neutral. Yeah, there is something neutral in the Benefit palette though. I've got my Dior Rosy Glow in that I bought. This is the one off Lisa. So this one is in 001 pink, and mine, let's see if I can get it out of this box. Mine comes in packaging like this, which is ancient. I'm just trying to use it up a bit more. I think it's in 001 Petal. Yeah, it is. I feel like they're the same blush. I just feel like the formula changed. And looking back at it now, I feel like I'm going to get rid of that at some point, you know, when I've used quite a bit more of it. Why don't we pull, like, I'd say this is quite neutral, this Patrick Tar one. And that one's in Do We Know Her? I think rather than this L'Oreal Infallible one, I want to go with this 17 one, because I'd like to know more about this. I'd like to know if I actually do like it, and it's in Plum Blossom. Right, I think I've got a lot of blush there. So, yeah, let's go and put them away, I guess. The only thing I've not pulled is lipsticks and eyeliners and lip liners, and I pull them as and when. Oh no, we didn't go through these drawers. There's something that I wanna use, made by Mitchell, and maybe it's not even in this drawer. Whoops, hang on. Okay, it's this. So this, everyone raves about it. It's in the shade Drip Drip, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to try it. I might actually do a video with this and just kind of see if it's worth the hype. Yeah, I think that's the only one I want to pull though from there. Right, so here we go. Oh, it's looking really gloomy. Oh, that's much better, isn't it? I've just put my light on. Right, so I need to show you everything, don't I? It looks so much compared to what I normally pull out. Maybe I can do some swatches on certain things, especially on blushers. Highlighters don't really show up on my skin tone, so I won't really do that, I don't think. But yeah, and I probably won't on eyeshadow palettes, but I will show you them. So let's go ahead and look at the blushes first. Okay, so first of all, we've got the Benefit Cheek Party Package. And we've got Shelly Dandelion and Dandelion Twinkle. So let's swatch this. Okay guys, so we've got Shelly, then Dandelion, and then Dandelion Twinkle. I've never liked this Dandelion one ever since I got it. You know, it's just not felt right. So I will try and use it, but it might just be a case of using Shelly and Dandelion Twinkle. So yeah, just thought I'd point that out. Right, then I've got this Clinique one. That one is in the shade Berry Pop. Absolutely love this shade. I got this one from Boots. This is the 17 Powder Blush Edit in the shade 030 Plum Blossom. And then I've got this Patrick Tar, Do We Know Her? So let's go and swatch these. So that's what my Do We Know Her looks like. And then this is all the shades. So we've got 4 shades there. So from that bright pink there, let me go towards the light. From that bright pink there, that's the Clinique one. I mean, who'd have thought that I would have liked that kind of shade on me? But I absolutely love it. Very, very viral. So that's the entire blush range that I'll be working with. And there's a highlighter there too. Then we've got the lovely Givenchy blush. If there's any in the pot, I will swatch it, but if there's not, I'm not gonna just take some out just to swatch. It's too much of a waste, but you probably see it on me in pictures. Okay, so single highlighters, absolutely love this one. I think I will swatch it. So it's the Laura Geller Diamond Dust. I'll swatch it on my finger so you can see just how nice it is. I don't think you can, I think it's just, oh there you can. So it's white with like a purple flip, and it looks more pink on camera. It doesn't really look like it's got that purple shift, but that's what it looks like. Let's do the Jessica Rabbit one now and have a look at that. So it's in the shade Roger Darling. This is what she looks like. I always try and go around the edge. It is a beautiful highlighter, but I feel like it's too dark. Can you see how dark it is on my finger? You know, I just feel like that's too dark for my skin tone. Yeah, I feel like it's too dark. I feel like it'd be a really nice mirror just to put my makeup on with you guys, to use that way, or maybe a declutter for my mum. I feel like I'll use it maybe once or twice in the month, and then I'll decide whether I want to declutter it or not. But at the moment, it's in my mind to declutter. And we've got the Makeup Revolution Raise the Bar, which is also really, really nice, but again, a little bit too dark, I feel like. Look how dark. And on my skin tone, which is so fair, I should have got the lighter shade. I don't think they had the lighter shade, and I just thought I'd try that. And I have worn it a few times, and it doesn't look too bad, and that's why I've kept it. It's been in declutters now, I want to say, for the past couple of years, and I've just not decluttered it. I mean, it's a £5 highlighter. You know, I've got better highlighters in my collection than this, so really I shouldn't be hanging on to it. How similar are those two highlighters? The Roger Rabbit one and the Revolution one. It could be practically the same highlighter. So if I'm going to get rid of one, I'm definitely going to get rid of the other. I think I'm going to keep hold of the Roger Rabbit one for the packaging to use as a mirror. I think it's so cute, but maybe the Revolution one's going. I'll keep it in, but only to use once on the skin tone and just see what it looks like. I will say the Revolution one is better formula. The Roger Rabbit one feels much stiffer. So that's the highlighters so far. Then we've got this Urban Decay and Kristen Leanne, which I've had quite a while, so I just want to use it. I honestly don't know where I'm going to put all these things. I've pulled way too much, but I want to try and get them all in my Shop My Stash if I can. Right, so that's what the Urban Decay and Kristen Leanne looks like, and I'll show them on my skin tone. Again, it's like I said, the light one there works really nice for my skin tone. Probably mix those two together, but I can't wear the middle one by itself, and I certainly can't wear the end one. The end one would probably make a glowy bronze, and it would probably look good over that. So yeah, let me show you my Pat McGrath bronzer now. So I feel like that's gonna go in there. So let me try and put that in there. Okay, so this is what my bronzer looks like. I mean, the imprint's practically worn off, so you can tell I like it. It is more of a contour shade. Maybe I will use some of that Kristen Leanne kind of bronzer shade to kind of make it a little bit more glowy. So yeah, I'm looking forward to using this. Then we've got this Made by Mitchell blush in Drip Drip. It's not a blush. I got it in a mystery bag. Basically what people use it for is liquid eyeshadow. Let me show you what it looks like. It looks absolutely beautiful. So I got this last year and I've never even used it. I think it would make a really nice inner corner highlight as well with those eyeshadow palettes, but I want to use it as an eyeshadow. I'll probably use it with my Project Pan eyeshadows. Do you know my Build Your Own palette, my Makeup Geek singles? I'll probably do that. Let me do a swatch if I can of this somewhere. Right, so that's the shade. That's what it looks like. Let me do a swatch. Holy moly. If it was lighter, you'd see the sparkles even more. I'm hoping I can do some kind of live. Let me see if I can blend it in and see what it looks like then. You're supposed to let them dry really, but let me see. And that's what it looks like blended. So what you're supposed to do, or what I've seen people do, is put like a base down and then that over the top.
Look at that.
Put put like a swatch of that on the back of the hand and go on with a fluffy brush, and it just leaves the most amazing sparkle. I think I'm going to do a video just on that. I don't know about these two palettes though. I'm a bit umming and ahhing about it. And yeah, let's show you what they look like. I'm sure you all know, but let me show you. Okay, so that's my most recent one, the Glaminatrix Rich Romantic. So stunning. I'm looking forward to using it, and then afterwards, like when I've used them all the Glaminatrix palettes, this is the last one, then I can do the least favourite to favourite. I think I already know what my least favourite is, but yeah, that's that one there. And then this is my Clarity Cosmetics So Amazing. I've wanted this ever since I saw Sarah Rose do looks with it. Every time I see her do looks with it, and I'm like, but I want it. And Lisa very kindly managed to source it for me and buy it for me and get it shipped to me. Now it did come like kind of broken, but I managed to repress it. I think it was eye washed up like this. So that one there, I think that was the one that came broken. Yeah, it's a beautiful, stunning palette, isn't it? And you're getting the same, well, you're actually getting more shimmer than mattes, aren't you? 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's the same amount. 2, 3. Yeah, it's the same amount. 5 shimmers, 5 mattes, which I really like that. I do feel like some of the mattes are very light in tone, like Your Mermaid My Day, I'll Have a Martini. Let's see what it looks like. I want to really try and use this towards the end of March, and we're only in the end of February, so part of me thinks, should I pull another palette? But I've got those other 2 eyeshadow palettes that I showed you earlier. So I'm going to leave it at that, and if I do pull something else, then you'll know about it when we come to do our next Shop My Stash towards the end of March. I mean, do I really need to pull this? Because Easter's at the end of March, isn't it? And this one's more of a spring palette. I don't know whether to pull something else. Let me go and see what I've got. I might pull something else, guys, because I'd like to use this. I know we're approaching spring with it being March, but I feel like this is a really good one for Easter. And Easter's at the end of March. Why didn't I think about that sooner? Hang on a second, let me see what I can get. You know what, I'm just going to go ahead with it, guys, because I've got the Alice in Wonderland, and that's a pastel palette, and I've got other pastel palettes to be using around that time of year. I think I'll go to this one first, then go to my Huda Mercury Retrograde palette, try and use that 5 times per shadow. I don't know how well I'm going to do with that. And also use the Natasha Denona mini palette and use this towards the end of March. So it will still be around Easter time anyway when I use it. So that's those 2 palettes. Not sure where they're going to go. Okay, I just need to show you this now. It's the 24/7 Glide on eyeshadow pencil in LSD. So I used that last time, so that can go back. And also I used this lip liner. I pulled this lip liner out for Valentine's Day. So it's the NYX Summer Tease. That can go back. And I think that's everything. So that's what it looks like. It's not the best. Let's see if we can sort this out a little bit more than it is. Yeah, it's not the best looking, guys, but that's because I pulled for the month rather than the week. Right, so this is what it looks like. So we've got the cheek party package there. We've got the Urban Decay highlighter palette there. I'm going to be using this today, so that's not going to be in. The Glaminatrix Cosmetics Rich Romantic, the So Amazing palette. Then I've got my Catrice highlighter palette just down there. So that's everything from there. And I've just got bits and pieces in this box here. Right, so there's not really a lot I can do about this drawer. There's things that I want to test out. They're on the chopping block, like this and this. And then there's other things that I just feel like I really love using. So this drawer is going to be a bit of a shit show this month. In previous months, once I've done the declutter, I don't think it will be as bad. Anyway, that's that. These drawers aren't too bad. So the Made by Mitchell is the only change in here, I think. Oh my gosh, can you hear the rain outside? Oh, I have to go out soon. And then this drawer here has the only new product from this Shop My Stash is just this. The foundation wouldn't fit, so the foundation is off to the side here. I've also got a Project Pan foundation, which is just up there. It's my Wet n Wild one. I'm not going to show you the progress because that would spoil it for the Project Pan update. So I found all these lipsticks in my handbag, so most of them are going to go away. So Morag kindly gifted me this one. This will go back in my collection. It's the Pooper Fight Like a Woman. I'm sure they did that for breast cancer. Then we've got the Give Beauty original recipe. I might keep that out as my red. I really do love that. So let's put that off to the side there. Then we've got stand. Oh my gosh. Then we've got the Lifter Gloss in the shade, I think it's Petal. Yeah, 005 Petal. We'll keep that out as well. I used this last week. The Give Beauty Cowgirl. I really like this. I'll keep this out as a neutral, but I'll also keep this out as a neutral. I mean, it's pretty much the same shade, right? This one is in the shade Sydney. I'm sure this was in a Project Pan at some point. Maybe even the 24 in 2024, and I've just forgotten about it. Then these can go back. So these three can go back. So we've got the Maybelline in the shade Red for Me. That can go back. Then we've got the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink, and that's in the shade Groundbreaker. That can go back. And then we've got this Revolution. I think it's in the shade Aquarius. No, Skinny Dip. That one can go back. And then, of course, what have we got in my pot? Is there anything that can go back in here? Right, so we've got Heroin. No, that can go back. If I need that, I'll pull it out on a separate occasion. So we've got a couple of lip glosses that I think I'd like to stay in. So we've got this Revolution Shimmer Bomb. That can stay in. The Kiko one can stay in as well. Love that. Stila Serenata. It's practically Project Pan. That can stay in. This one can go back. The Pudaya lip gloss. It's not a lip gloss. I don't know why they say that. It's actually a liquid lip. That one can go back. And this one is staying in. It's drying up and it's kind of in a unofficial Project Pan. So that's that. And I've also got other lipsticks that I need to use. So really, I feel like I just forgot about those other lipsticks that I need to use because they're off somewhere else. Right, let me show you what they are and we'll decide which ones of these that we can put back. So let me just go and get them. Right, so this is my lipstick order. Don't worry, it's not all of these. I'll take the ones out that it is. I just wanted to show you where I keep the ones I'm trying to reach for quite often. So this one was the first one. So this is the Wet n Wild. So then we don't need this one. And we don't need the Give Beauty because they're very similar tones. Then we've got this Tanya Bird Bullet Lipstick. So I said I want to use these at least 5 times each. So I need to be using them. So let's pull that. There's no lip glosses, so we can keep the lip glosses. Then we've got this Maybelline and Puma in the shade Unapologetic. So that can go in there. Then we've got this Revolution one in the shade Seductress, I think. Is it even the right way up? Doesn't matter. It's in the shade Seductress. Oh, I could quite easily, if I worked on that, I could quite easily pan that, couldn't I? There's not really a lot in it. And I didn't really think that I had used that much. So anyway, that's going to be going in there. I think the last one is this lovely red L'Oreal one in I Am Worth It. So that's the lipsticks then that I'm going to be working on. Glosses I'm going to leave in. So I'm going to leave the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in. I'm going to leave the Revolution gloss in. I'm going to leave the Kiko one in. I'm still going to leave these tiny ones in. In fact, I might just put them here. And, you know, like when I'm looking for a shade that isn't in this, I'll know to use these. And this one here. If they fit in this box here, I'll put them in. But I don't think they will. Even my lip glosses aren't going to fit in. Tragedy. I'll just have to leave it like that. And the other shades that really are in kind of unofficial project pans are like these three here. So they're all going back. I think that concludes the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next month for another one.